What's going on, everybody? So in this video, I wanted to respond to a comment that someone left asking about what are some other ways to discipline kids. This is inspired by one of my videos where I said that I just don't think you should spank your kids because, I think there's just better ways and a lot of ways around it. Now, I want to preface this with two things. Number one, I don't have my own kids. Usually I like to speak from experience. But I don't have any experience as a father. I've been, a caretaker of children. I've watched after certain kids. Kids tend to like me and I tend to be able to connect with them in a way. I can always get them to behave. I can always get them to do whatever just by talking to them and, treating them with some type of respect. It's kind of like a give or take type of thing. But once again, I don't live with these kids. I don't have to watch them every day. I don't have to do all this type of stuff. So, let's take it with a grain of salt. I'm just, spitballing and providing ideas for people. The second one is I'm kind of more so gearing this to the younger crowd, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9s, maybe like single digit age bracket. In my video, I discussed how basically from birth to like 7 years old, you're pretty much in theta state as a kid, which means like you're pretty much just a sponge to everything around you. You just copy it and just go for it. So you still don't have the social barriers yet. You don't have boundaries and stuff like that. So, that's why I don't believe you should like punish them in that way. Like if a kid's disrespectful and stuff like that, I understand that, disrespect won't be tolerated and there's ways to discipline these types of things. But anyway, I'll get into some of the ideas I was able to think of right before starting to record this. The first one I could say is like if you believe like the pain is a good teacher, instead of like spanking your kids, like have them like hold out cans of soup or like heavy books or something. And it's like have them hold them out, and then like that's gonna like put a little burn on your shoulders and your arms. I saw that one from my ex's mom with her little brother, like with my ex's little brother. I can't lie, it was kind of funny because little kid was a jerk, but but it was like it was one of those things that made you like understand. It's like okay, this is a way that you can do that type of the pain being a lesson type of thing. But the one thing I would recommend though is you kind of like add like almost like a little interrogation part of it where you just say, hey, look, now why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this happening right now? Because I did this. And then you start to make sure that you burn it into their brain. Like, this is not something that you need to be doing. Stop XYZ behavior. And then eventually, like when they get the gist of it, they can like put the books down or the cans down and relax. Another one I saw that was very similar was like the sitting against the wall, like wall sits. Sitting against the wall sits. But yeah, like just put their back up against the wall and just have them sit like straight so their legs form a 90-degree angle. And eventually that tones the legs, like it starts burning the crap out of you. It's literally an exercise that people do at the gym. But as a kid, like you just be like, it hurts. It's like, well, don't do what you did. You know what I mean? And then once again, you have to instill in them that whatever that behavior was that they exhibited was not the right way to be doing things. Now, I would only keep those for like the serious infractions, like they like disrespected the parents, they went to somebody's house and were like cutting up or something like that. So like, don't get me wrong, I do think there's a time and place for like the heavier stuff to be implemented, but I think it's like when you spank a kid, it's like you went from like, hey, that's not good to spank. And usually like a lot of parents I've seen is there's no in between, you know what I mean? So that's just one thing, but that's just my opinion and I'm just going off of my experiences. So that's about that. The second one is eye contact is very important. When you are making, your point, I honestly don't feel like you need to be even really raise your voice, and if you do, like do it very sparingly, you know what I mean? Because sometimes kids need to be like, oh my god, he's serious. It's like, yeah, stop it, But yeah, eye contact is very important. So I had a funny story with it, and I'll try to like make it quick. So there was one time it was me, my cousin, and one of my friends from high school. Like we were all in our 20s and we were just playing basketball, and we got one of those heated games. It was a close game. Like we were scrapping, talking crap to one another. Like it was like one of those really good physical games. About halfway through, my dad came and dropped off my little cousin. He had to be like 6, 7, 8, like still young, but he was still young, so I think he was still having a temper tantrum. So I think he was probably like around 5, 6, to be quite honest. I don't remember how old he was. And it was kind of funny because like I was like, all right, cool. If we're stuck with you, go sit under the rim and just watch us play. We're halfway done with this game. When we're done, we can play with you. All right, cool. But you can't tell a young kid to sit still. It just ain't gonna work. So like every 2 seconds he came like running on the court trying to play. And it's like, dude, we are going to hurt you. Go sit down. And he just kept coming on the court, coming on the court, coming on the court. And it's like, yo, stop it. And then like eventually like he like had like a little meltdown and like have a nice little tantrum. He said, I'm going home, like, crying in his face, all that type of stuff. And he like walked all the way down. He like left. They were like, yo, you ain't gonna go get him? I was like, I am. I'm just watching him. And then like I was like, okay, if he turns left, I'll have to go run after to get him. If he goes right, then like I'll let him go a little bit further, just to see if he turns around. But he just kept on going. He was mad, boy. I remember that. And he went off but he took that left. I was like, crap. So like I ran after him and grabbed him. Like I held him like by his t-shirt and like a belt loop, and like I just like carried him back like a bag. And he was like, he was flailing like all mad and stuff. But like, I still had to like, that's like when like my little parenting mode kicked in. I was like, he's still family. Let me do my part. So I took him a couple courts over because, I didn't want to bring him around the dudes. And I was like, I sat him down and listened. And this is where the eye contact is very important. Like I took a knee and got eye level with him. And like I was just talking with him. I was like, listen, dude, you're acting like a big baby right now. I told you we would play after this. Why am I telling you this? He's like, oh no, you're a jerk. I said, I'm not a jerk. I'm not trying to get you hurt. You see how tough we're playing, and you see how easily I was able to lift you up? It's like, you need to understand that we are going to hurt you. A lot of parents think they don't need to explain themselves to their kids, but that was like a real teachable moment. So then I was like, look, do you feel like getting hurt out here? He's like, well, no. I was like, okay, listen, you are not a baby. Stop crying. You are too old to be crying like that. And I was like, are you a crybaby? He's like, no. And then like, I try to like turn it around and make it a little bit more playful. I was like, are you a crybaby? Like a little push. He's a boy. So, a little push. I said, are you a crybaby? He's like, no. I said, you're a tough dude, ain't you? He's like, yeah, I'm tough. I was like, cool, yeah. Now let's get back to it. Now you smart too, right? He said, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. And then I tried to make it a little game, make him involved in the discipline. I said, look, I'm gonna have you sit here, but look, this is what I'm gonna have you do. I'm gonna make you the scorekeeper. Me and all them, we're terrible at math, so we need you to keep up with the score. Can you do that for us? He said, yeah, I can do that. I was like, because you're smart, right? He said, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You have to like, make it fun again. Like, sure, it's like a moment where you have to be real with him, and then you just raise his vibration back up. He's a kid. You know what I'm saying? Kids want to have fun. Kids want to like laugh, and that's what they want to do. So get it back into their world. It's not that hard, So my cousin had like 18. I was like, all right, so what happens when he makes this? He'll have 20. Exactly. So he made a shot. He got to 20. He's like shooting at the key. We're playing 21. He's shooting at the top of the key to win the game. I was like, so what happens when he misses this? Keep talking a little crap to him when he misses it. But, I said, what happens when he misses this? So he goes back to 15. Exactly. So then, like, he was kind of playing. He took a shot. My cousin missed it. So, like, I got the rebound. So, I slowed it down. Like, how many points he got now? 20. What'd I tell you? Oh, yeah, 15. I was like, there you go. I gave him a little high five, and I went back to my game. You see what I'm saying? All in all, what happened was when you get down to their level and you give them eye contact, it's like some type of connection gets formed, like a little bridge of communication, if you will. Like, you could talk to them, and when I was talking to him, just my personal experience, I could see the gears turning with the questions and like me actually taking my time out to explain what's going on to him. You see what I'm saying? And then after the lesson was taught, then it's like, lift his mood back up and then make him a part of it. So now that he's sitting there, he has something to do. He's able to contribute and still feel like he's part of the group. But then I'm also hyping him up. He's good at math. He's a good, tough kid. You know what I'm saying? So these are just some things to do. The last one is, you need to remember that, you're a parent. Once again, these are things I'm trying to instill in myself in preparation for the future. You are the parent. You are the caretaker. You buy them everything that they have. So you have to make their environment a creative one, a place that they can have outlets. You know what I mean? So like, find the things your kids like to do. Find the things they're good at. Get creative with the disciplinary actions. Like if you take something away, especially like these days, you take a kid's cell phone away or something like that, then they ain't gonna know what to do. Like this is, oh my God, what they call it? Generation Z or something like that. These kids are addicted to their phones. It's crazy. But if you take their phone away, they're going to be mad at you, but then they're going to eventually, just out of human nature, find something to occupy their time. So it's up to you to create an environment where it's like, I'm mad. If they're like a young boy, like have them something they can beat up, give them a bunch of pillows, like a punch a bag in the room or something like that. Or like have it like drawing, art, writing, paint, freaking Legos. Like that used to be my go-to. When somebody took my stuff away, like I would just go get Legos and I would build things, and just put things together. It's like I don't have my Xbox anymore, so I'm gonna do this. But then another one is, for people taking away, like my parents love to just take something away for like a solid week. I think my parents were very nice with a bunch of stuff, but they would take my stuff away for like a week and then just give it back after the week. But I would just go occupy myself with something else. What I think is something that's very cool to do is instill the lessons, but instill other lessons while you're like disciplining that other infraction, if you want to call it that. Say, okay, if you want your phone back, you need to go help the neighbor rake leaves. You need to go, help somebody randomly out here, and you need to pick up all the trash in the house. You know what I'm saying? Something, I'm just spitballing here, but you know what I mean. Get creative with stuff. Get this like sense of community in them, even though like say when they mess up, they can just go help somebody, and then they see all the respect and the love they get from other people. Oh, you're a nice young man or a nice young woman. I'm like, yeah, and it instills that type of stuff in them they want to do like volunteer work when they get older. You see what I'm saying? Things start young. So instead of just whipping them and think they learned their lesson, like do something else. This is no disrespect to anybody out there. I turned out great. My parents spanked me. You know what I'm saying? But I think nowadays I do truly think, and I'll accept all slander, I think a lot of parents are just lazy. Instead of like being creative with your parenting and just saying, okay, how do I get this message through to this kid? Okay, do this and that and this and that. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And then he also learns this, and this. It's just more so, you messed up. Smack, 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 smack. You know why you messed up, right? Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. It's quick. It's efficient. But, I just think there's other ways. That's all I'm saying. I don't think everything needs to be a spanking. I don't think everything needs to be the chancla. I don't think everything needs to be the extension cord or the tree switch. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it needs to go to that. I think there's plenty of other ways to discipline children without hitting them. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this was succinct enough. I was kind of like going off the top at the end there. But once again, I'm not saying that if you spank your kids, you're wrong. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I personally don't think I'm going to. And for people out there that want to find alternatives to spanking and hitting their children, I almost said something else, but like children, like, there's just some other ideas. So if you have any other alternative ideas, leave them in the comments below. If you agree with me, let me know. Disagree, let me know. I'm here for discussion. Once again, I'm a young kid. I don't have kids yet of my own. So I'm just talking here. I'm just putting my ideas out to the world and see what sticks. All right. So I hope that was informational. I hope it gave somebody something to think about and see how it works in your life. Till next time.